Hi, my name is Lobby Jane, and I have a proposal. So, have you guys ever experienced or have a child that experienced that they didn't have enough time to do homework, and when they tell that to their teacher says, "Oh, what an excuse!" But in reality, they actually didn't have enough time, and their time organizing app didn't work well. They had to put in enough time to organize their app for it to organize their schedule. Well, Time Shifter is an app plus wristband that actually helps you organize your time without taking enough of your time to organize that app. So basically what it does is you put in your activities and everything that you want to do in that app, and it organizes itself, like putting puzzle pieces in a jigsaw puzzle. And at that time, it sends an alert to a wristband that is synced with that app, and it alerts you anytime, anywhere. You just have to wear your wristband, and this is better than just a reminder app or like a calendar or a schedule, because this app is something that you can use without your phone in your hand. It doesn't influence the usage of phone, and it actually lets you be more independent, time conservative, and punctual. Basically, what my plan to monetize this product is to sell this or to advertise this to schools, so that the students of the schools, like high schools, use this product to use their time more efficiently to do their homework. And with that, we can go onwards to more businesses, like software businesses, college students, and even elementary or junior high students. So basically, that's my Time Shifter app plus wristband that I would like to propose to you for a good investment.
So can you tell it again? The wristband does what for you?
So basically, it's not a complicated like a smartwatch or anything. It's just a kind of like reminder that like beeps, because you know what you have to do. You just like forget the time. So it kind of reminds you, like it buzzes that at this time, like to remind you to like change your way of work or like start something new once like it's synced with the app.
So I like where you're going with this. This is a common problem for
Yeah.
students, even adults, quite honestly. I like where you're going. You need to work through all the, the technology piece of it. Even at my level, you got me thinking a little bit, if I had something that I could, just get my priorities, my shopping list or something very close to me that, even if I didn't have a timeline on it, but it kept reminding me of the big actions that I need to take care of, or work assignments, that would be helpful too. If it's simple as that, I would be interested in that too.
Yeah, I agree. I think, anybody could use it. It'd be good for adults as well. The only question that keeps coming in my head is, overcommitment of things that you need to do, right? So how does your app or your product, because there are only 24 hours in a day, and if you have so many things to do, something's going to get kicked out. How does that decide, or who decides what gets kicked out?
That's my main goal. That like some people they have more, they have 25 hours of work, but they have 24 hours a day. So basically, what this app does is for you, nothing is impossible to work at. There's no such thing as, oh, I didn't have time. You can change your priorities. So while doing homework, you can do something else. If you're tired of doing homework, it can remind you of doing maybe practicing your violin or something like that. So what this app does is it reduces the procrastination, the time waste, and the time used to think about what you have to do next, and uses that time to actually let you work on your priorities.
Lefty, what are some current apps out there on the market that are organizational apps?
So there is a app, Forest, Focus Forest, that Actually, I like the idea. What it does is like every time you finish a task, it like donates a tree to the forest or like something like that. So that is a good aspect. But what I'm trying to do is help the user more. So what these apps do is like you organize your own schedule and you look at your phone to like see that like, oh yeah, I have to do this. What my app does is that the phone reminds you, like you don't have to look at the phone. Like you just wear a wristband, it buzzes, you're like, oh yeah, I have to do this. Just go on doing this task.
What do you think are the biggest risks that you might have to overcome in regards to linking an app to a wearable device?
Personally, if someone introduced an idea of like an organizer app, I wouldn't be as like promoted to do it because I would be like, yeah, I'll remember this. So the basic idea of like the competition, the competition is like so far some people are using like the scheduling or like organizing apps, but they don't have a good reaction or like a good they don't think that it helps based on the reviews. But what I want to do is tell the users that you don't have to waste time and like it is more efficient than what you think a scheduling app is.
I'm glad you brought up the users because you're looking to sell this to schools.
Yeah.
And so you have to kind of think about, well, what's the benefit of them buying your product, okay? And then the users, the students, right? Is it, what is their core root cause of them not being organized? Or is it they just don't like putting in calendar reminders and wasting the time of doing that?
That is something I want to like dig deep in research because that's like my main goal for like my audience or like my user. So right now what I have like collected in information is that like students, they want to do their work, but while doing homework they have sports, they have activities, so they would rather like they have to go like 3 to 4, I have this, 5 to 6, I have this. So instead of putting time in to like organize your homework, that's the main thing why students don't like an organizer app, because they have to put in like for example an assignment notebook, they have to put in, oh I have this homework. Instead, like or I have this homework and like I have to do it at this time. Instead, what this app does is you just put in like what homework you have, just jot that down, and it organizes how much time, like when you can do it based on your schedule.
Okay. So it's a time management app now? Is that what you're saying? You're trying to help students with time management and getting things done based on what they have to do?
Yeah, I think that's what it's been.
Yeah.
That was my understanding.
Yeah.
And so when you go out and do your problem interviews, right, you really need to go talk to I mean, if this is your early adopter, you have to talk to students about, you know, do they currently use some form of technology to keep track of their daily activities and their to-do lists and what they need to get done? And if they do, what are they currently using? How is that working for them? Is there any problems or pains with that? You know, what would they, you know, if there was something new out there, what features would they like to have? And make sure that you're building a solution that fits their needs, okay? And not necessarily just fall in love with your solution right now, but really dig deep into what your users' needs are. And if that's decreased time, is it more convenience, or is it the ability to be notified when I need to be working on something?
I like that reminder piece of it actually, because you may know what you need to do, you might be involved in this, and you're just doing it, losing track of time, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I gotta get out, because I gotta go to this meeting, or I have to do this, or whatever. I like that reminder piece, if you can find a way to figure out the technology behind that.
One last question, the wristband, is it just a buzzer or is it text? Is it?
Initially, like based on like the technology that I can like grasp on, I am planning on making a buzzer, and then once that is a successful product, I can move onwards with like, I don't want to make a smartwatch because those are too expensive for just a reminder, like a reminder product.
Right.
I want to make something that is inexpensive, like for high school students especially, so that they can buy, like college, like any students, they can afford, but it's efficient and helpful for them.
Mhm. So there's a lot of teachers that use, like, I use Remind, the app, to then manually, I type in a remind message and then it goes out to my students. Or I'll send a Schoology message or update, hey, don't forget, I'll send them out on Sundays. I'll be, hey, we got a test on Monday, make sure you're doing this. And so I'm the source of reminding them, right? And so if I'm trying to sell this to schools, right? And so you can eliminate me as a teacher having to manually type in the message, right, about an upcoming test or quiz, or a coach reminding their athlete about something for practice or a game. If you could remove that task for me who's delivering the message, and it's automatically notifying them, I mean, that would be pretty unique, so
The app is called Remind.
Remind, yeah.
There's something there. You have something there.
Yeah. All right, keep vetting through it.
Yeah.
Okay, nice job. All right, Dan.